All right, our first speaker this afternoon is Wanda Batman. Wanda graduated from Tulsa University in 1985 with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Her nursing experience includes cardiac cath lab, emergency room, diabetes education, and teaching nursing at Rogers State College. She's married to Mike, has 3 sons, and been heavily involved in interfaith work in the Tulsa area. Please welcome Wanda Batman.
Okay. You mean I'm not as tall as him? Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming. I know everybody's wanting to say na 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 na. So go ahead, let's get it over with. We get it everywhere we go. I don't have a whole lot to say to you today, but I'll try to make it brief. When they asked me to talk about food and the community, one of the hadith of our prophet came to mind. Now, let me just back up real quick and tell you about hadith. A lot of you may have already heard this. In our religion, we have the scripture, which is the Quran, and then we have the hadith, which are verified oral traditions of things that the prophet said, and they're like extra guidelines that we live by. So there was a gentleman that came to the prophet, and he was a very simple man. He was not a sophisticated, educated person. He came to the prophet and he said, "What can I do to go to heaven?" So the prophet told him, and the Arabic is "Ta'am ta'am u afish salam," which is directly translated to feed the food and spread the smile. Okay? And we are reminded that our prophet was very precise. He did not say, feed the hungry. He did not say, feed your family. He didn't say, feed the needy. He didn't say, feed the believers. He said, feed the food. And so I take that to mean feed the food. Whenever we get together over food, no matter who we are, it's going to have the effect of making us come together. And then whenever we have a chance to meet somebody and say, "Salaam alaikum," peace be upon you, that brings us together. And those are what he told him to do to go to heaven. So it's very significant about feeding people. One of the things that my husband and I have been very, very fortunate to be involved in is every Thanksgiving we do a free dinner. And ordinarily I don't like to talk about it because I'm not trying to come off like I'm bragging. But we have gotten so many blessings because of that. When we started doing this, we just did it at our convenience store, by the way, so we can only a few, maybe about 50, 60 people can sit at a time. But so he said, the main thing I want to do on Thanksgiving is I don't want anybody to be alone. I don't want someone to spend a holiday that is about feeding people and getting together and they're sitting alone. So every year we have an open invitation. On Thanksgiving, come and eat. We don't say bring the needy. We don't say bring certain people. We say don't spend the holiday alone. Please come and join us. The only requirement is you got to show up. Well, when we first started doing it, we didn't know where it was going to take us, but it has been such a beautiful experience. And I have people tell me all the time, thank you so much. Me and my husband didn't want to cook dinner for the 2 of us, and we came and ate with you, and we had a wonderful time. We enjoyed our holiday. Every single year, we never, ever, ever ask for volunteers, and we get volunteers that just drop from the sky, as it would be. Some people we've never met. Some people just say, we want to help. So we've had an opportunity to meet a lot of wonderful people, and hopefully they've gotten a chance to see. Maybe we're the only Muslims they've ever met. They're like, they're not too bad. They fed us. They weren't so bad. And one more quick thing I want to talk about is the story of Joseph, which is one of my very favorite stories in Scripture. Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery, and he was gone for a very long time. And then they found him, and he'd through long, long stories, had gotten to be the head of the stores of the food and was handing out the food to all of the people, all of the citizens of the land. And when he got reunited with his family and his brothers, they got reunited over a meal. It was not about the price of the food. It wasn't about the effort to prepare the food. But imagine if your brothers had sold you, and then you said, okay, let's get back together. We are brothers. And so this was the reuniting of the tribes, and it was the reuniting of the family over food. That's my last thoughts. Thank you very much.